Now, we are today also celebrating another success, and that is the incredible success and contribution of Mr. Ned Goodman. And we'll find out more about Mr. Goodman in a few minutes when his son, Jonathan, addresses us. I do want to introduce Jonathan so that you know who it is that is actually speaking to you today. Mr. Goodman is a professional geological engineer. He trained at the other good mining school in North America, the Colorado School of Mines. He has over 27 years of experience in business and counts an MBA also as part of his educational background. He's worked as a geologist, a senior analyst, a portfolio manager, a senior executive, operating a mining company, leading a mining-focused investment banking group. He has led many companies such as Dundee Precious Metals, Goodman and Company, Grupo Shields, and Partners, and most recently Metaform Investments. Mr. Goodman has a worldwide reputation for developing strong, sustainable mining companies, and I know from our frequent contacts with him that he also has a reputation for developing companies and projects with a very strong corporate social responsibility mandate. Now, here at Laurentian University, Jonathan has also been a great friend of the university, and he is one of the creators of the Goodman Gold Challenge. I think there are some people in this room who actually competed in the Goodman Gold Challenge, in which student teams from all over North America come together and, working with some mining CEO coaches, pitch a gold mining company. It's a wonderful experiential learning opportunity and networking opportunity for our students. And that was really the brainchild of Jonathan Goodman. He's been a constant supporter of it, recruiting the coaches and helping that event to go on. We're very grateful for Jonathan's contribution to us in that business leadership role here. And we're grateful that Jonathan could be here today to accept the honorary degree conferred on his father, Ned, who is one of the pioneers of mine finance in Canada. And we're also obviously very grateful for the continued support of Jonathan Goodman and of his family, who are the donors who made possible the creation of the Goodman School of Mines here at Laurentian University, Canada's mining university. So without further comment, Jonathan Goodman.
So I'm going to start with a little bit of levity, in the sense that I've been fighting a cough for quite a while now. So to advance the fact that I'm going to come and speak, and I didn't want to cough a lot on stage, I brought my bottle of water. And walking down, not realizing that this is sparkling water, I opened it on stage, and it kind of blew up on me. So that puddle by my chair isn't because I'm really nervous. First of all, I'd like to say thank you very much to the board of the university, to Pierre Zundel, and to everyone involved in the Goodman School. I know my dad is very humbled by this degree, and thank you very much. My father didn't grow up in Sudbury. He didn't go to school here. To the best of my knowledge, he didn't even invest a lot here. So why did we start the Goodman School of Mines here? I think the only real investment we ever made in the mining sector here was with the newly anointed Dr. Terry McGibbon and FNV. So, like everything, my dad never gives me the answers to the questions that I ask. We have to figure them out. So why Sudbury? Why Laurentian? It's not an easy question to answer, and to be honest, it took me a few years to figure it out. But I think I got it. I think I figured it out. You see, my father, beyond being a very innovative mining financier who's created things like flow-through shares. I think he launched the first flow-through shares ever in Canada, and now flow-throughs all over the place, and our flow-through funds have raised over $3 billion since their inception. And obviously a serial entrepreneur who's created many, many companies and some of them very successful. That's the, and you know, also being a father. He's a mining man. He's a geologist. He's a risk taker, and he has a never-ending passion for the mining business, which I share. That's the one thing I've inherited. I share that vision and that passion for the mining business. Notwithstanding the fact that everything we do in life requires using materials that, for the most part, are mined. The mining business still has a bad reputation out there. People still hate mining. It actually doesn't make any sense. Environmental activists have convinced many that mining ruins the environment while just making a handful of people rich. And they do it while they talk on their cell phones, or they drive their BMWs, or if they're a really anti-car person, they drive their titanium bicycles, not recognizing that mining is actually producing the products that they use. So mining communities around the world, when faced with a new mine development, they struggle with this decision. And the decision that I've talked to many of these mayors and people, and they're struggling with the decision is, do I have to choose prosperity for my family or nature? And you know, a good friend of mine once said that people forget that every new mine is really just a social experiment. But Sudbury is different. For geologists, engineers, and business people who are passionate about mining, Sudbury is the Mecca. It's, you know, the mining town where people live a good life, not just a good life. Like from where we're standing, there's something like 7 mines and 2 smelters within a very short radius of us. But at the same time, there are beautiful, wonderful lakes that you can go fishing in. People live here because they like having a very outdoor lifestyle. And you know, people do fishing, boating, golf, tennis, and of course, hockey. Sudbury seems to have figured it out. And you can see that this is a place that has all the benefits of mining, but hasn't had to make the same sacrifices. That's not always the way it was. And Sudbury had to learn some of these lessons the hard way. But right now, they've got it figured out. And that's really, it's this great bilingual community, has great native relations, and has embraced all of the benefits and all of the, and it does not have to live with the negative. And that's why my dad said Sudbury needs to have the best mining school in the world. And that was really why he went and started the Goodman School. But that's not really the whole story. You see, the Goodman School of Mines doesn't offer any degrees. You know, you can still become a great mining engineer at the Barty School, or you can get a great degree in geology at the Harkwell School. But what the Goodman School is all about is bringing everything that's mining at Laurentian together. This is where you'll go to become a future mining executive. That's our vision. If we link mining and geology with environmental studies, indigenous studies, finance, accounting, workplace health and safety, and all of the other attributes that you need to get it right in the mining business, that's really, I think, the vision that Ned and now myself have for the Goodman School and for Laurentian. And you know, that's what you need to do if you're going to be successful in a modern mining environment. And what better place to do it than Sudbury, which is the one place that's seems to have gotten it right. It's figured it out. And this is a very special place, and I hope everyone here realizes how special a place it is. So just to highlight a couple of the things that the Goodman School has sponsored in its first handful of years of being in existence. I know we've worked with a lady by the name of Dr. Nadia Mikachuk, who has done a lot of research on the history of mining in Sudbury. And the importance of that research is it shows the environmental degradation that happened when mining started. But then it also shows the recognition of the environmental problems and the cleanup of those environmental problems. And she's gone on to design a course in environmental reclamation, which is going to soon become very world-renowned. It's being translated into many different languages, and I think part of the mystique of why Sudbury is because of the work that Sudbury's had to go through to learn how to get it right. We can actually teach future communities that they don't have to have the environmental problems because we can stop them before we've ever started them by managing the environment properly. The other thing which Dr. Zundel already mentioned was the Goodman Gold Challenge, which started as an event really from myself and Luc Lagrandeur, who was coaching the CASE conference team. And he made me exit my comfort zone because he said, you know, these kids are going to get really hassled by the judges when we go to Saskatoon. So I want you to really give them a hard time. And I said, you know, this is my volunteer work, Luke. I can't do this. So I had to, you know, play a role and be very tough. So as a nice gesture, I said, how about I take you out and buy a pitcher of beer for the group, because I'm not really as mean as I pretended I was for the last hour and a half. And while we were having a beer, and that's the other thing you're going to learn, is that all good ideas happen over some type of alcoholic beverage. I don't know why that is. But we started talking, and I was explaining and saying, you know, the problem isn't really the students. It's that these cases are not really well written. They're not like real life. What you really need is to have a bunch of CEOs come and pitch their companies. And then you should be doing your work on which companies you would buy. And that is what the Goodman Gold Challenge is. We get students from 12 schools, and we get 3 CEOs, and each of the CEOs gives their standard investor pitch, and the students get to ask questions. Then they get a one-on-one with the CEOs, and then they have to go up in front of a bunch of industry judges and say which company they would invest in and why. And the winning team gets an ounce of gold for each student. And they work really, really hard, and I'm told that's called experiential learning, but everyone gets it. It's not just for the students. The CEOs come out of this saying that was a great experience. The judges come out of this saying that was a great experience. And I've done it 3 times now, and I'm going to keep coming, and it's a great experience for me as well, and everyone involved wins. So why is it so important to get it right, get the mining industry right? And this is the part I think that most people don't really grasp. We're living in a world that's about to embark on a mission that it needs to get off its dependence on fossil fuels. You know, you can look at it 5 ways to Sunday, whether you want to be a global warming denier, or if you just want to say it has to happen because we can't handle the pollution we're producing. It doesn't really matter. We depend too much on fossil fuels, and we need to lighten the load. And when you look at the solutions to that, everywhere you go, nuclear energy has to play a role in that, which involves mined materials, and batteries, which involves battery metals, whether it's lithium, nickel, copper, cobalt, graphite. And we're about to embark on a world that is going to be much more mining intensive than it was. And we need the best of the best to really design mines, work closely with communities, build environmental solutions that'll stop bad things from happening before they start. And yes, hopefully make money as well while doing this and having a win-win scenario for everyone. So that's why. So on behalf of my father and the whole Goodman family, I want to say thank you. I also want to congratulate every one of you out there. Some of you I've had the pleasure of working with. Everyone I've met at this school is a great bunch of people, and congratulate all of you. It's an honor that the university has bestowed on my father, and we're very looking forward to continuing our family's work with the university and with the whole Sudbury community. Thank you very much.